as I continue on this descent into madness, I'm going to talk about something, and this is actually one of the very first thoughts I ever had when I played Street Fighter V. And it might have been the very first thing I told my friend. I remember I went to his house and we played it. One of the very first things I thought of what would have made Street Fighter V a better game instantly. And it's how they did block damage. Now, first of all, before we get into what I would have changed, I'm against not being able to kill with block damage. I know you can kill with supers, but I'm against the idea of how they did block damage in Street Fighter V. There's something so fucking awesome and exciting about watching old school Street Fighter. Someone's about to chip someone out and they reversal DP. DPing through fireballs. Oh, someone's trying to DP on my wake up. They both DP and they're both safe. Just so fucking, what an exciting moment in video games if you like fighting games, if you're not a Jimmy. So fucking awesome to see people try to get out of traps and everything. But you know what I mean? Now, of course, dragon punches aren't even invincible like that anymore. But you get what I'm saying. Whatever the case, so let's imagine that I was made in charge of Street Fighter V. And let's say Pikachu's my boss. And Pikachu's a bit of a fucking Jimmy, and Pikachu's like, hey, motherfucker, Clayton. He's like, here's the rules of, because when you make a video game, there's a lot of ideas, of course, of what you want the game, kind of idea in your mind. He's like, Clayton, we're making a fucking extremely pre-contrived, convoluted, predetermined Street Fighter. All moves have specific frame data, you know what I mean? More so, with that in mind, of course, frame data exists in every game, right? But he's like, every move needs a specific purpose. You know what I mean? Like, really, Pikachu is driving home that this game is very fucking frame data heavy. And he's like, Clayton, also, we're changing block damage. You're not going to be able to kill with block damage anymore unless it's a super. Make this interesting. And to be honest, right when I first played the game, again, I mean, if you could ask my friend, he doesn't post anything, and I think I posted as well. You want to know what I've done? I would have made, since this is the rule they're giving me, and we can't go with what I like, I would have made every hit that could kill you from block damage instantly guard crushes you. Now wait a second, I want you to roll with me here, because I'm a clever, I'm pretty clever. I'm kind of I'm a smart idiot. Okay, I'm a little bit smarter than I look. We have a game that is extremely contrived, extremely frame data for every kind of thing, right? I want you to think about this, right? Think of it that every single special move, since we already know the frame data is so, they obviously played the game for us before we ever played Street Fighter V. That's how contrived it is. This is going to be the best combo. Well, there's no reason to not believe that they could have also programmed something else into the game that this move, this specific special move, has this many frames on block if it could have killed you. Its guard crush frames is this many frames, right? Because think about it like this. I don't know, I haven't played the newer versions of Street Fighter V, but Street Fighter V as it is, I think the only character that even used the guard crush animation is Ryu when you do the Denjin Hadoken, right? So just like that animation is wasted, right? So imagine that every single special move, when you block it, if it could kill you, it guard crushes. But nothing is ever actually guaranteed. Every move is, I don't know what the fastest frame move is in Street Fighter V. They could very well program it that it could be specific. Like every move that you guard crush a guy with, say Ryu guard crushes a character with his DP to try to kill them. It guard crushes the guy and it leaves him at plus, again, I don't know what the fuck his frame is. Maybe +4. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe, and it's just one frame below his fastest move. So that way there is always excitement for the crowd and the player. You still have the rule that Pikachu gave me. Pikachu said, Clayton, motherfucker, I don't want anything fucking killing you if people are blocking. Jimmys don't like it, but make this exciting. That's what you could have done. They could have programmed in a specific property for every guard crushed version of the move that can only occur if it could kill the character it guard crushes. And nothing is guaranteed. Everything is, again, programmed in. And we know the game is so fucking pre-contrived they could do it to be one frame off of comboing from your fastest move. So there is always a fucking scramble if you try to kill the guy by block damage in your favor, of course, right? Now you might say, well, what about multi-hitting moves? Well, motherfucker, just make it so the last hit of that multi-hitting move is the only guard crush move. Bison's does Bison? God, does Bison have a cycle? Bison has a cycle. Oh, well, okay. I know he has a knee press. That's how long it's been since I played this game, right? Maybe only M Bison's the second hit of his knee press guard crushes, right? And then he's at whatever. Maybe M Bison's. I don't know what his fastest move is. Maybe his fastest move is +5. It leaves him at +4. Imagine how exciting that is, right? Like, what the fuck are you going to do? Is he going to try to special again? Is he going to try to jab? Is the other guy going to try? Is he going to try to, you know what I mean? That would make the game so much more instantly exciting, right? Now, of course, there might be certain instances where, say, well, if I were to DP or do a move that hits so late in the move is plus this, but I did the move a little bit later, so it hit another frame in, then yes, then maybe technically, yeah, maybe I would be fast enough to combo you. But hopefully you get what I'm saying. And of course, there would be situations where, say, this does tend to, or is inclined to favor a character that has a fireball, because obviously with frame data, whatever, the fireball is always going to hit later than it might hit at the beginning, right? So this does benefit a character like, say, Guile or something, right? Because you're not always doing a sonic boom exactly right next to the guy, right? So maybe you would fiddle with the frame data. Maybe he would only be +0 or something, or it'd be +0. I'm dividing by 0 here, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, make it a little bit harder for him, but maybe theoretically, yes, Guile actually can kill you. But does that still not sort of carry on the legacy of Street Fighter of, isn't that what you think of when you think of chip damage? Like, ah, fuck, this fireball character is trying to chip me out with fireballs. I gotta fucking DP, straight jump up, I gotta get around this in any way I can. This still benefits the fireball character because, theoretically, you know what I mean? Or even Ryu, they have dashes, of course, in games now. Maybe Ryu could fireball, he dashes in, whatever, you know what I mean? Theoretically, maybe a character like this could more realistically get a kill off a guard crush in this situation. But isn't that still carrying on the legacy of that feeling when you played Street Fighter that, oh fuck, I might die from this, right? A fireball character's chipping me out. You know what I mean? I think this would make the game so much more exciting. Anytime you could die from a move, you know what I mean, with all this block damage, whatever, if the character automatically got guard crushed. But the thing is, program it in the game. Give every move, you already have move has, is this plus on hit, is this plus on block, add another column. This move is plus this on guard crush. And anything, and once you get to the end of your life bar, since everything is doing block damage in that game, everything guard crushes. Nothing is quotation marks guaranteed. Of course, there are situations where it is like maybe this special move hit a little bit later than normally would. But, of course, multi-hit special moves, that would be easy to program. You know what I mean? Just put it on the last hit of the move, right? Would that not be so much more exciting for the viewer just to see the other character getting guard broken over and over again? And maybe they got guard broke once. Then the guy, he's like, oh, I'm too afraid to attack. So the guy does another special. Guard broke again. He's like, is he actually going to attack this time? He's like, he still doesn't do it. Guard break again. You know what I mean? That would be so much more fucking exciting for the fan. Because it's like, well, nothing's actually going to kill him. So he's still a Jimmy. Technically, he's never going to die just from blocking. But his heart's it's gonna beat a little bit faster because he's always going to be at the disadvantage from it. Do you see what I'm saying? You could easily program them instantly. Street Fighter V would be a more exciting game, while still carrying on the legacy of that excitement of being able to die from chip damage, but throwing a new spin on it. You're appealing to the Jimmies that don't actually want to die from block damage, and you're also progressing the idea of a fighting game of adding something that has not been done in it. Adding a new form of excitement. You made the animation for Ryu block guard crushing you off a super fireball or his electric fireball, whatever, when it's a V trigger. Never used again. To my knowledge. Maybe it is from another move. I don't know, right? That would be so exciting, dude. Because there would actually be those random scrambles like, oh, and of course, please, for the love of God, I'm assuming DP is invincible again, but just imagine a character like, oh, he's DPing me. He could die, but he just blocks. And then you both land. Ryu's at +4, maybe his fastest move is +5, whatever. So nothing is guaranteed. So he's like, what do I do? Well, I'll try to DP again. The guy blocks again. And he's like, what the fuck is he doing? DPs again. He's like, he's still blocking them. Like, he doesn't even, this time, the other guy, this time reblocks, then he attacks him. You know what I mean? So much more exciting. Something is added new to a fighting game that's never been done before. You're going around this whole idea that everything's predetermined in this game. Fixes everything. Well, again, going off with the idea that Mr. Boss Pikachu has given me in terms of making Street Fighter V. Right? This fucking bastard. Anyway, I remember I said that before. Told people that. I remember that's the first thing I told my friends. Like, why didn't they do that, dude? I think that was the very first thing me and him talked about. I was like, why the fuck did they not just add guard crushing in when you're about to die? Instantly fixes everything, dude. Makes it a little bit more Jimmy, but it's actually adding more excitement to the game. And it's also carrying on the legacy of that feeling of when you played Street Fighter, of wanting to actually avoid chip damage when you're about to die. And it makes it exciting for the viewer. It fixes everything. I'm a smart motherfucker. Anyway, the end.